But Wick, over the weekend, man, you know, the city, we dealt with a devastating blow and loss, man. We lost a giant, Rico Wade, one-third of organized Noize, cornerstone of the Dungeon family, man. I mean, for you, being a Atlanta native and Decatur native, how did it make you feel when you got that shocking news, man?
Well, the first thing I want to say before I kind of dive into the entire situation of it is on behalf of, you know what I'm saying, everybody on the east side, Decatur, you know, condolences to his family first.
Exactly.
His music family.
That's
and
right.
all his fans and the rest of the city. So, you know, on behalf of the east side and Decatur, I want to, you know what I'm saying, send those condolences to him and the whole organized Noize. Now, when I heard it, it was, I hate to just say this, behind, it seems like since Nipsey, it's been every month, a month and a half, 2 months, it's something that just, you know, gangsta boo, you know,
Yeah.
dogs and the blah, and on and on and on. So now I'm at the point to when my phone rings early in the morning, when I saw you calling me at 7:30 in the morning, I knew
It wasn't no 7:30.
it was close, and I knew. I said, if you calling me this early in the morning on the weekend when we don't even work, I knew it was something.
Yeah.
You know, and then just hearing it in your voice, you know what I'm saying, when you told me about it, because I hadn't heard at the time.
Yeah.
You know, I hadn't even been on social media or anything. You know, I take my weekend serious. I play.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And when you called me with that, I said, man, B-Hot calling me early this morning. Let me see what he want. And so when you dropped that on me, it kind of just threw my whole, you know, it threw me in a whole loop.
Yeah.
I will say this right here, that when they dropped Players Ball, Outkast, and Organized Noize, right? And all I could see is the vision of Rico sitting at that table, corn rolled down, shirt off, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
At that particular moment in time, Atlanta history, it to me, in the rap game, it really took off from there.
That's right.
That was the springboard. When they dropped that video, then at ATL gear, Rico at that table, you know what I'm saying, the whole crew, the organized Noize, that made, let me tell you something. When we saw that, and you know, on the east side, and I'm speaking for the east side because I was there. When we saw that, that made a lot of CEOs or future CEOs in the game say, you know what, future production company leaders or team leaders or whatever say, you know what, I want to be like that. You know what I'm saying? Before I got with, you know what I'm saying, my partner Big D, you know what I'm saying, we were watching Rico. You know, we were watching the Organized Noize, we were watching the movement and everything. So for him to have passed, I don't know all the details of it yet. I'm still kind of trying to be respectful to everybody involved without sticking my big nose in it first, you know, to kind of see what's going on. Eventually I will. But as of right now, you know, I'm saying, and I think I speak for the whole ATL when I say that. I mean, Rico Wade, I would put him right along the line of impact with Jermaine. You know, of course, LaFace, who they were already with. Some of the greats down here, you know, I put them up there with the Timberlands. I put them up there with the Drake. Now as far as, when I say that, I don't know exactly every single beat that he did or what, you know, or that he didn't do. What I'm speaking on is the leadership that I saw in the young Rico, and I saw that how all the rest of the guys looked up to him and followed him. It kind of reminds me, and I hate to say this to you, it kind of reminds me of your leadership now.
No.
So when a person outside, you know, looking in and they see B-High, it starts there.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And everything up under there, you're only as strong as the head.
Yeah.
And at that particular time, Rico was, you know, what's the head? Now, I don't know what was going on behind the scenes, but to us, it looked like Rico Wade and Organized Noize. Now, I know we had Sleepy involved in it.
Ray Murray,
you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure that Those two guys did a lot of stuff that they probably don't get credit for. I'm
Facts.
pretty sure, because we know how talented Sleepy is.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Sleepy come from a musical background.
They call Ray Yoda.
Absolutely. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not sitting here today and saying that I know what everybody's portion was, but when I look at Organized Noize, Rico was definitely the face of Organized Noize.
Yeah.
Rico, to us in Decatur, us on the east side, looked like, you know, a leader. Like hey, we can follow this guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like I said, that set in motion a lot of the guys that, you know, from my side,
Yeah.
you know, that wind up coming out later on that was running companies. You know what I'm saying? Big Cat, you got Big D, you know, you got all kind of people, you know what I'm saying, coming out after that. And I think that was a direct, you know what I'm saying, correlation to Rico Wade and what he did for this city.
For me, Wick, when I saw that, it just kind of broke my heart all the way. Because for me, you know, I'm younger than everybody. So when I got a hold of Players Ball and all of that stuff, I probably wasn't no more than like 10 or 11 years old.
Right.
The first CD that I ever bought in my whole doggone life was Southern Playalistic Cadillac Music. I remember going to Turtles over there in Greenbrier, pick up that CD, saying, okay, let me see what this Outkast stuff talking about. You know, just my only $20 I got in my life, I went and bought an Outkast CD with it to start getting into hip hop as I went from a child to a young man.
Right.
And one of the things I want to speak on is music as a socialization agent, okay? Listening to that music helped to socialize me into the man that I became in Southwest Atlanta.
Right.
When I'm listening to the music and I'm hearing them calling out streets that I live on and that I ride down every day, all the way down to like neighborhood streets. You hear folks talking about Stone Road, and I'm walking down Stone Road to go to Ben Hill, practice every doggone day. I'm like, wait a minute. We could be great in this thing. On top of that, you know, you watching Rap City. You see them go to the dungeon, the White House.
Absolutely.
And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, that's that White House off of Cascade right there that I'll be riding by from Cascade when I'm trying to get to Camerton Road.
Right.
So I'm like, wait a minute, these boys is in the hood doing this good?
Right.
Living next to Hank Aaron?
Right.
So, I mean, when I talk about just the motivation and the inspiration behind it all, I mean, it was definitely a motivational experience. When I saw the whole Dungeon family, I saw Rico Wade, and I was like, you know what, that's who I want to be.
Absolutely.
I want to be Rico.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
That man had the personality.
He charismatic.
Exactly. And he represented what everybody stood for. See, you know, when I think about Atlanta, you know, and the pioneers and the founders of this hip-hop movement that we have in Atlanta, you got the big three. You got Dallas Austin, you got Jermaine Dupri, and you got Organized Noize. Okay, Dallas Austin was a child prodigy. So, I mean, you see him, it's a gift from God. He's over there operating in his gift. We can't catch him if we want to catch him. Jermaine Dupri, you saw him pop locking with Houdini, so you thinking, okay, he knows something that we don't know.
Correct.
Rico Wade came from the same streets that we came from, and we were like, how the hell did he do this?
He got it out the mud.
He got it out the mud.
That's the definition of getting it out the mud. Like what you just said with Dallas, and not taking that from Dallas or Jermaine. And Jermaine is my partner now. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jermaine. But I understand exactly what you're saying. You know, it felt like some people had the cheat code already.
Exactly.
But Rico done had a cheat code.
Come on, man.
It's like, you know what I'm saying?
He had to round up a family of folks and say, hey, fellas, we're about to take this thing over.
Absolutely.
And that's what they did, and the energy behind it. New York had Puff Daddy. But we had Rico Wade.
We had Rico Wade.
And he didn't take no back seat to no Puff Daddy.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? You know, they making music representing us. Songs like Fly Away, when you hear that, you're like, oh, man, it's just the pride. The buck, how they bucking the system. So you get Southern Playalistic Cadillac Music, but then they turn around and give you soul food on top of that. And I'm seeing guys that graduated from the same schools that I went to. I'm hearing Backbone talking about Rogers, Westwood, and Willard. Well, my daddy lived on Westwood, okay? So I'm like, wait a minute, I can stay on this street and speak to the world from this street right here? So, I mean, when I talk about just the impact that they had on the city, not on top of that, They weren't promoting no violence.
Want to promote no violence, and
no gangs, no nothing.
No, and here's the thing: not just the impact they had on the city, the impact they had on the world.
Oh,
see,
yeah.
that's the
but
thing.
See, I'm starting from the corner.
Right.
I'm starting from the corner because see, that galvanized everybody.
Right. Right.
To have that full impact on the world.
Right.
Because when we saw what they could do, it was like, okay, if they can do it, I can do it too. When he said, you know what, we some players. We gonna handle our business.
Right.
But we some players.
Right.
That's when I said, you know what, I ain't got to be no gangster.
Right.
I'm a player.
I'm a player.
And I'm going to go handle my business. I can represent my hood. You talking about neighborhoods in Atlanta that they made us so proud to be from. Southwest Atlanta, too strong. Folks still repping that to this day. Folks still throwing the A-towns down.
Right.
Folks are still really believing in a culture that they helped to create and manifest in the city. Right. And when I talk about it, it's like, you know, similar to how folks feel about you in Decatur.
Right.
They say, okay, I saw what Organized Noize and the Dungeon family had going on over there. Mm-hmm. And I felt the part of it. But when them boys said that they were straight from Decatur, they had something to rally around and really feel and believe in. It was a movement, a cultural shift and a movement. Not only was Atlanta popping now, Decatur was popping too. Right. So now it wasn't just about, it's like in New York. It might have started off in the Bronx, but guess what? Now Brooklyn popping.
Right.
Now the Queens is popping. You see what I'm saying? So we had Atlanta. Now we got Decatur stamped at the same time. And I mean, the whole energy inside of the city growing up and just seeing all of that stuff made me inspired to want to go out there and do more. Absolutely. So then when you get into the game and you standing on the shoulders of people such as yourself, Rico, Wade, and everybody else that really put it down for the city, it makes you want to say, you know what, let me make sure I got an A-hat on this table right here.
Absolutely.
Let me make sure I'm supporting my boy So-Say, represent Doug Howard, these A-Town lunch cards right here.
And I don't want to cut time. I'm glad you brought that up right here. Here's the impact of Organized Noize, and not just Rico in particular, but I want to give it up to all of them.
That's right.
And I'm gonna tell you why. You know, back in the day, of course, you know, when we're young, let's just be honest, this is every single city. You know, you got your east side, your west side, either your north or your south, you know. And when you're growing up and you're young, you know, this side might not really mess with this side when we're teenagers or we late teenagers. That's right. Right? After I got older, this guy on this table right here with this ATL hat, that was Big Lim. He was with you know, Dungeon, with Organized too. Yeah. He you know, him and I hooked up, and we wound up doing a song, me, him, and Fable. It was a song that him and DJ Fury had, and they wound up putting me and Fable on the song. So I wound up getting tight with Lim. I had not seen Lim, you know, around the city, you know, a lot of times. Seen Rico a lot of times. I got a story about Rico in a minute. Yeah. But anyway, after Big Lim, you know, hooked us up, we did the video. I still got one of the last videos on him. Y'all go check it out. It's me and Fable on Wicked. And once he started, he would pull up and give me these hats right here. He was like, you know, Wick, I'm finna drop this, you know, ATL, these ATL hats, man. And when I saw these hats, I was like, oh my God, these motherfuckers are cold. Come on. And I don't care what time of, like, okay, say for instance, if it was a Friday night and I had a show, you know, if it was Friday at 8 o'clock, I had a show that night at 12. I don't care where I was. If that man was in the city, he would pull up and give me a hat. I'd be like, man, I don't have a red hat to match this, or like I got this white one now. I need all, you know what I'm saying? And he would pull up. He was like, well, where you at, Wick? And I was like, I could be in buttfuck Georgia. Come on. And he was like, well, can you come down the exit, you know, hella? Yeah. You know, and I come down there, and that man with me, he'll come out the bag with me some brand new hats and stuff. It just showed how Organized Noize as a unit was about the city. Come on. You understand what I'm saying? They was about the ATL, it was about the whole culture, but they was about the city. And that's all of them. from Gip, from Low, from Big and Dre, and people think I don't, that I be hating on Big and Dre. I just tell them my thing is just to I just want to keep them relevant, because as long as Outkast and Organized Noize is relevant, the city is relevant.
Exactly.
Now I hope people can see that. That's why I throw them up all the time.
Yeah.
So I might not say the most popular stuff about them, but one thing I do have is I have respect for Organized Noize, Rico, Wade,
Exactly.
all of them.
Exactly.
You understand that? What they have done, I have not done, and most people in the history of music has not done.
Come on.
Not just this city.
Come on.
In the world.
Come
you
on.
understand what I'm saying?
Come on.
So I take my hats off. I wear this hat proudly for Liam. And if Rico has something up here, I wear it too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it would be on the table.
Exactly.
But hopefully Organized Noize, a lot of people that, if they watch this video, they can take comfort in some of the words that you and I are saying about their impact in this city, because it is #1. Period.
And then I'm going to just bring it all the way across the globe and how they changed the game and saved a generation too at the same time. See, that music, when I talk about it socializing folks, it made folks want to get up, get out, and get something.
Right.
Okay? They had a hit song about getting up, get out, and getting something.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So with that being said, we all knew that was like a back call to the hood. Hey,
Right.
man, get up, get out. It ain't going to be cool sitting around here looking crazy as hell.
Right.
You need to be getting up, getting out, and getting something.
Right.
So, I mean, just the whole way that they made the culture palatable to the whole nation and worldwide. Okay, when we talk about the music, Organized Noize, TLC,
yeah.
tens of millions of sales, Grammys.
Yeah.
Okay, that's just to kick off the party.
Yeah.
Outkast, tens of millions of sales, Grammys, to kick off the party.
Yeah.
But Rico didn't end now. He co-signed Killer Mike.
Yeah.
It's a sweep.
Yeah.
3 Grammys in a row.
Future is his nephew.
It's
I mean, no, his
cousin.
cousin. His cousin. Helped start that career. Bubba Sparks, who was here not too long ago, Organized Noize. Kilo Ali.
Come on,
you
man.
know what I'm saying?
Come
a legend in the city. You know what I'm
on.
saying? And shout out to Kilo too, man. Kilo, I'm gonna holler at you. But the impact of, I'm not even gonna get in here and get into the hits that a person made, or just re-go over his resume. Like I said, and I'm gonna end at this with me. Time stood still when you would see Rico in that players ball sitting at that goddamn table.
It did. That's a marker. That's a marker.
That was a mark in history.
That's a marker.
That said it. And a lot of people like to say when Dre said, the South got something to say, that was huge too.
Yeah.
But seeing Rico at that, because that's what sticks out to me more than anybody. Because at the time when they first came out, I didn't really know who Big Boy and Dre was yet.
Yeah.
So I looked at what jumped off the screen at me.
Yeah.
When I first saw them that I don't know, what jumped off the screen at me is Rico Wade.
I saw Rico and I saw myself.
Yeah.
I saw a tall, skinny, dark-skinned brother that wasn't taking no shit. I said, he
Yeah.
didn't look like he was about to tap dance for no damn body. When I saw that, I said, that's me right there.
Right.
But then I say this to say, Rico was a GOAT in his own right, but he was like Jordan on the Dream Team, because everybody out of that dungeon had an opportunity to shine their light to the world, for the whole world to see at the same time, and for people to believe in everybody. All the way down to the second generation, everybody can call everybody's name out.
Absolutely.
And say, yep, that boy snap, that girl snap, all of them snap.
Absolutely.
So that was the other thing too. I mean, the way that he empowered everybody to go out there and do their own thing too. You see what I'm saying? It was just a whole, you saw what a real family was, and to this day, you can still see that family in them, because ain't no business slipping out of that dungeon either.
No. That's another thing.
Ain't no business slipping out of that dungeon, because what goes on in his house stays in his house.
Yeah, and I be telling people that all the time. But let me tell you something, though, B. I'm gonna give y'all a story one time. So I want to say it's maybe 1996, 7, somewhere in there. My memory bad. I know that Outkast was performing at the Atrium. We had a club on the east side called the Atrium. It used to be off the chain back in the day. Flavors. It was all the little clubs right there in the little plaza together. So it was Outkast, I want to say Foxy Brown, Lil Kim. Well, Foxy Brown and Lil Kim were there.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were performing, but it was a dungeon show. And we got to the show late. My partner called me and said, goddamn Rico and Dungeon Family, they up at the Atrium tonight. They right in my backyard.
Yeah.
I'm trapping up in Clarkston. And you know what I'm saying? I'm all central. Where all my CKT partners at? We know what it is, don't we?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm in CKT, man. I'm in Scottsdale. So we shoot up there. And at this particular time, I don't know if I had Straight from the Deck out yet, but I was known.
Yeah.
And so we finagle our way in, we come in, and Rico and all them, EJ the Witch Doctor, they got all of them slim, because everybody, they all up on stage or they doing something, blah, blah, blah. So when we come in, of course I know everybody at the club.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I said, well, Rico invited me. And they were like, Rico on stage. I said, well, he invited me. Take me to the dressing room. I'm deep too now. About 10 of us. So they walk us to Rico's dressing room. He got Rico Wade big as hell on the damn door. We open the door, and the table is big as this table right here, Beehive.
Yeah.
It's about 1,000 wings.
Oh my God.
Crab legs.
Yeah.
Shit that we get on Mafia, we wasn't getting.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? We used to just get a fruit bowl, you know what I'm saying? And some water. So yeah, some peanuts. So this nigga got a catered meal.
Treats.
We in that motherfucker eating everything. And one wing turned into 10, 10 wings turned into 20. Before you know it, we were like the fat boys in Crush Groove, but we don't sat there, ate everything. It said like time I finished the last wing all of us. We drinking liquor, we killed.
Yeah.
Rico sticks his head in though. He come in. And when he come in, I could tell he wanted to be like, you bitch ass niggas. But he's so cool. He's so player back there.
Yeah.
He came in and he did just like he stuck his head in the door. And he said, get on Mafia. I'm glad to see y'all. I need to talk to y'all.
Yeah.
Enjoy the food.
Oh, man.
And got them, and he walked out. Of course, he didn't never speak to me again.
Because you ain't about it. You know what? I've had those same issues with you over chicken wings. So I totally understand why. But I have to deal with your ass.
But it made it feel so comfortable. I said, well, we can finish the last 5 wings that we done left on the plate. He said we were good.
Exactly.
But that's just the type of guy that he was. He was cool. And come to find out, he did want to holler at us about, at one point, doing some music together. And, but because of, the universe, we never were able to do that. But anytime that I saw him out, he was a class act, he was a player. You know what I'm saying? The women loved him. The fellas loved him. Everybody wanted to be like him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I have nothing but the utmost respect for Rico Wade, Dungeon Family, and everything that they have done for me and this city. And that's why I ended.
Hey, man, I'm there with you right there, Rico. He just was the GOAT, okay?
Yeah.
With that being said, man, I want to send my condolences out to the family, friends, industry partners, brothers, all the other fans as well.
Absolutely.
Man. I really feel like the heartbeat of the Atlanta that we have now was ripped out, with the passing of Rico Wade. I mean, that's one of those pillars. I think he's going to go down in history as the one that helped to bring hip-hop to Atlanta and change the trajectory of the city as a whole. Because, see, don't get it messed up, too. Not just from a musical level did things change, but business came to Atlanta behind that stuff too.
Absolutely.
So it changed the whole economy and trajectory of what was going on in this great city of Atlanta, but also gave us an identity that we all still hold on to this day. When you got the Dungeon Family, 20 brothers over there, everybody stars. Guess what? It's a cousin. Somebody's cousin is one of them 20. So therefore, we all stars. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
They touched everybody's family in this damn community and hood. You got somebody that got a cousin that say, yeah, I was there with him too. Okay?
Absolutely.
And that's just what it is, man. But my thoughts and prayers are with Rico and his family at this time, man. And, I ain't gonna lie though, Wick, I'm pissed.
I know.
Because he had more work to do.
Absolutely.
We were going to get some work done with him. I had been talking to Orlando trying to line some stuff up. So, I mean, I had so many damn questions for him that I needed to ask that I ain't going to never be able to ask That pisses me off. You know, he had a lot more stuff to give to the industry.
Right.
As far as musically and stuff like that, that makes me angry as well, man. So with that being said, you know, it's a real deal loss that we're experiencing right now.
Absolutely.
And it's going to be, this is one of the worst pills that we ever had to swallow in Atlanta, man.
Do you realize this behind that normally when rappers, or I mean, we could go down the list of rappers that have passed over the last 5, 10 years. Some people that have passed over COVID, people that have passed over diabetes, high blood pressure, whatever, car accidents, whatever. That 90% of the people that have passed in this industry are younger than me. Rico was the only one, was one of the ones that were is older than me. He's my OG.
Yeah.
The Rico is older than me. Normally, I'm everybody leaning on my shoulder.
Exactly.
You know, OG, what you think about this? This was a guy, so, you know, seeing his mortality, it makes me look at myself. It makes me, you know, think that, you know, hey, Wick, you got to tie some shit up too. You understand what I'm saying? Because tomorrow is not promised. It ain't promised to me or you or nobody else out there.
Exactly.
So with that being said right there, I think that everything has a teaching lesson from it. Even if it was me, you know what I'm saying? Even if it was you, everything does have a teaching lesson from it. And I'm not gonna just let this just go by the waste and let his life be in vain without learning something from Mr. Wade. And that's why I stand.
Get down with the movement, fam. Y'all hit the comments, send some condolences, send some respect, send some love, man. Be Hot Radio, shout it. Big Galaxy. Holla at y'all in a minute, man. We gone.
Yes, sir.